Hey guys, Corey here. Just wanted to bring a little video of 4 films I watched in the past 2 days. And yeah, that's basically it. I'm gonna be doing these a lot. Just a lot of my episodes will have themes, but I want to do a couple videos a week or one a week maybe that are themed that just are just random movies that I've been wanting to see or been slacking on that I had to catch up on. So it'll be like a mix match pile of stuff. I mean, it'll be all horror, but different kind. And this first film was one put out by Kino called Highway to Hell, and I wasn't expecting much from this film at all. It has Rob Lowe's brother and Christy Swanson from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I don't know if C.J. Graham, oh Jason from Jason Lives plays the villain in this, and this villain is awesome. The Hell Cop. He's got handcuffs that are severed hands, stitched together that clamp down, and Ben Stiller makes a cameo in this with his sister and his parents, and this is just a bizarre, I'd almost call it a horror comedy. And the director of this, I want to say did, yeah, Drop Dead Fred, and I think that's why this movie's so bizarre, because I don't know if this was even meant to be a horror movie. It seems real direct to video. Orion put it out though, so this may have been for like HBO or something like that. I'm not really sure, but I know the DVD or the VHS, it never had a DVD release as far as I know. So I think this was the first legit disc release, and I really enjoyed this movie. This movie was, I don't, yeah, an hour and a half, but it seemed a lot quicker, just because when they go to hell, it's just craziness. Like I couldn't, you'd have to see it for yourself. It's just insanity in this. It's a goofy insanity though. It's nothing too creepy or horrifying or anything like that. I mean, there's this like demon woman at the end that's pretty weird looking, but yeah, as far as that goes. But this is just mindless fun horror. So it has the feel of a 90s direct-to-video made for HBO movie, and Christy Swanson is beautiful. So, I mean, that's always a plus too. But, Rob Lowe's brother, he didn't do quite as bad as I was imagining it was going to be when I heard Rob Lowe's brother is going to be in this. So, uh, and this thing I'm looking now is actually rated R, which I mean, there was actually a little bit of nudity and stuff, so yeah, never mind. It did feel rated R, so but definitely pick this up. I mean, I don't know what this goes for. I got it for like $12 uh, on Amazon, so I'm assuming it's around that price still. I don't really buy a whole lot of Kino stuff, very select few titles, so I'm not really up to date with what a lot of the releases go for, just because they're not a company I pay a whole lot of attention to. I mean, they got a few, like burn offerings and stuff like that, but yeah, definitely pick this up. Especially if you love 90s horror, because this thing just screams late 80s, early 90s. And it was made in 91, right at that line, so yeah, definitely get this. Alright, and the next movie I checked out was Tales from the Hood from Scream Factory, and I had saw bits and pieces of this way, way back. My buddy had it on VHS tape. But I know the DVD release of this was been out of print for a long time and goes for like dumb money. So, I mean, I was really when Scream Factory announced this. I don't comment on anything of Scream Factory stuff, on Facebook or anything like that. But I had to right when they announced this, I had to comment. Best release Scream Factory puts out for the year, and it still holds true to that. I mean, this because they've been slipping hard recently. Like they only have a few releases that I really get excited for. Like this was one of them. Ben and Willard I was excited for. Demented I was a little excited for. But a lot of their stuff, man, like the Lawnmower Man, and I guess I'm kind of excited for Slither, but I'm not gonna buy it till I see it for on sale. I don't need the slipcover or anything like that, but this is one, I did want it. I ordered it early, got the slip and everything, and This movie did not let me down. This thing screams 90s horror too. It has a banging soundtrack. This thing is it actually has it could be a little creepy too. There's the slave dolls segment that actually I thought was the creepiest segment of them all. Just because for some reason that whole vibe of old South slaves and this and that, like the skeleton key and that Southern horror, I don't know, that stuff actually kind of gets to me because I don't know, I believe in a lot of that stuff. So, but and then there was the story of the crooked cops, which one of them was played by Wings Hauser, who had acted in a movie called The Carpenter I just saw a little bit ago. That he's pretty cool. I wish he would have played more, but that segment was pretty good. It was a little over the top, but I liked there was like a graffiti part at the end of that segment. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But that part looked really, really good to me for being 95. It actually, you know, when you hear, I think this was an HBO movie or something, because I think the DVD and stuff was labeled under HBO line, but this thing actually looked like it had a lot of money, a decent amount of money put into it. Because I know Clarence Williams III, he was a big name back then. So, and he did a good job as this crazy coroner or whatever you call him, or funeral home undertaker or something. But yeah, the ending was good. Everything about this movie is cool. The replay value on this thing is high too because I just saw this 2 days ago and I already kind of want to pop it in and watch it again. So I mean, definitely. I mean, what is this, like 18, 19 bucks? Definitely worth it. But I gotta say one more thing about this though is I really wish on the slipcover they would have kept that OG artwork. Like that would have looked so much sick on like a real slick back black slipcover with that. I don't know. This one is just too. I don't know. It's way too much just popping. I don't know. I don't like the way the title looks either, and on the side, I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. So, but anyways, the release though is awesome. And these last two are kind of from a label that I want to collect. They're not really doing much as of quite a while, but got the Violent Shit the movie and Masks from Real Gore that I got a while ago when they dropped, and I love both of them. I'm going to do a review on the whole Violent Shit franchise, so that's why I I don't want to go too much into Violent Shit the movie because I want to save all that for the franchise when I do it because I'm going to review the Synapse release of all the original ones too. But and then Masks, when that came out, it had the feel everything of a giallo, and it was just that was original. It had me engaged the whole way. That was when I think of impressive movies of. I don't know if that came out last year or 2015, but that was definitely a standout. I don't do lists really at the end of the year, but I should now so I could actually have kind of a reference to say stuff like that. But so when I saw these two got released, I bought them a while ago, but I just now got around to getting them. But the other two, the first one was The Curse of Dr. Wolfenstein from Real Gore, and I'm noticing with a lot of these Real Gores is that they're real different. Like, two of them so far have been German, and then, well, Violent Shit the movie was, I think, half German, half Italian. It was shot in Italy and used Italian actors, and this one's German. And Masks, I haven't seen Masks in quite a few months, but I think it was German. And then the next one, which I'll get to, I think is American. So they're definitely doing a different variety, but this is a German splatter, trying to be billed as real extreme movie, and I really wanted to love this movie. I was hoping it was going to be some cheesy fun, and it is. But the thing is, this gore that they brag about so much is the gore is good, but it's literally the same gag over and over and over again. A machete to the top of the head. Every single person in this movie, that's all it is just a machete to the top of the head. There's no variety really. But still, I mean, this movie is kind of cool because some of the characters you do like. It feels one thing. This was made in 2015, but it feels like the 90s kind of slashers. The late 90s slashers where they're kind of joking around, like I know what you did last summer and stuff. It had a party feel, like I know what you did last summer too, mixed with something trying to be really extreme and edgy, and it just didn't vibe well, but it was still entertaining, still trying to look at, because you could tell what the idea is, what they were trying to do, but I don't know. If this thing had a more variety of kills, this would have been awesome, but still, I mean, it's kind of a disappointment. I mean, I can't tell you to, pick it up, but I mean, it's worth a look if you like German splatter type stuff. Like if you like cult epics type stuff, like Necromantic and Shram and all that. I'd get it, but yeah, I look more into it. Maybe watch a trailer before I could tell you to before you buy it. But I'm glad I have it just because I want to see the whole real gore releasing line on my shelf, and looking at it again, I'll watch it eventually down the road. Not soon, but pretty soon. Or I don't know, I'll watch it down the road. But this release is actually cool. It has a nice slip cover. I don't remember what this cover here looks like, but a lot of it, you see, like the front of this is kind of like a body getting stabbed. It's crazy stuff. It's got like a trading card of some bloody naked woman or something that Real Gore releases. They're like actresses. It's weird, but yeah, it's alright. But disappointing. And this last one from Real Gore is actually pretty good. It's called The Orphan Killer. I guess this was like a real hyped up movie a few years ago, but I don't remember ever hearing about it. But I don't know, like I guess this thing was really praised and critics were going, raving about it, and then just nothing happened. And I know it had like kind of a crappy looking DVD release, but so I guess 2011 this thing came out, so they kind of went back and released an older film that didn't get love it. I guess they thought it deserved when it got released, so they released it in a nice Blu-ray edition. Comes with the trading card of the girl, and I think just different color, but same thing. But this movie was actually pretty cool. It's just a straight up slasher. A guy grows up in a nunnery or a church type thing, and his sister, and they get separated, and they like torture him basically and leave him, basically treat him like an animal. But I mean, he's a psycho though too, so it's hard to feel bad for him, but yeah, he just goes on a rampage, and this is just a straight up slasher movie. A lot of people like the look of this killer, but I really don't like the way he looks. And every time he walks on the screen and there's a kill about to happen, it's just like some Slipknot like thrashing. It's just some metal song that it kind of takes you out of it because it's getting the atmosphere. Dudes coming in, and you just hear the it's just something like jamming, but it's not. It totally takes you out of the movie, but still. These Real Gore releases, if they were a little cheaper, I'd tell you guys all day, buy this and The Curse of Dr. Wolfenstein. But what makes it hard to tell you to, recommend buying it is just because they're charging 20 something bucks for these. And, Masks and Violent Shit the movie, yet worth it all day. But if these were $15, that would have been a perfect price. Because you could still check it out, but if it sucks, you don't feel too bad, and it's still cool packaging, presentation, and it's always cool to support a label like this that wants to take risks and put out these, gory movies from, every country, whatever year, it don't matter, but yeah, so I'd definitely recommend this one over The Curse of Dr. Wolfenstein. So yeah, I mean, that's about it for the video. Yeah, I just wanted to do something quick, so it may have seemed jumbled and stuff like that, but it was just on the fly. I just wanted to sit down and, talk about the movies that I had just seen. So if you guys watched it, thanks.